Did you know that something as innocent as a few grapes could kill your French Bulldog within hours? Or that the chocolate you're enjoying right now could send your beloved Frenchie into a life-threatening seizure? Today, I'm counting down the 10 most dangerous foods that could be lurking in your kitchen right now. Foods that seem harmless but could turn your worst nightmare into reality. Stick around because number 1 will absolutely shock you. And it's probably sitting in your pantry as we speak. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Grapes and raisins. But first, let me ask you this. Have you ever dropped a grape and watched your Frenchie gobble it up before you could stop them? Even a single grape can trigger acute kidney failure in French Bulldogs, and here's what makes it terrifying. The toxic dose is completely unpredictable. While one dog might eat a handful and seem fine, another could collapse from just 2 grapes. The symptoms start innocently enough: vomiting, lethargy, loss of appetite. But within 24 to 48 hours, their kidneys begin shutting down, and without immediate emergency treatment, your playful companion could slip into a coma. The worst part? Scientists still don't know exactly what compound in grapes causes this reaction, making every grape a potential death sentence. That innocent fruit bowl on your counter? It's now a minefield for your French Bulldog. Number 9. Garlic and onions. Speaking of hidden dangers, imagine cooking your favorite meal, completely unaware you're creating a toxic cloud that could poison your Frenchie. Garlic and onions contain compounds called thiosulfates that French Bulldogs cannot metabolize, leading to a condition called hemolytic anemia, where their red blood cells literally burst apart. Picture this. You're making spaghetti sauce with extra garlic, and a few drops hit the floor. Your curious Frenchie licks it up, and within days they're weak, breathing heavily, and their gums turn pale white. Their body is essentially suffocating from the inside as their blood can no longer carry oxygen efficiently. Even garlic powder in processed foods poses this same deadly threat. The heartbreaking reality? By the time symptoms appear, weakness, vomiting, elevated heart rate, the damage to their blood cells has already begun, requiring immediate blood transfusions to save their life. Number 8. Macadamia nuts. Here's something that will make you rethink that trail mix forever. Just 6 macadamia nuts can send a French Bulldog into neurological chaos that looks absolutely terrifying to witness. Within 12 hours of ingestion, your normally bouncy Frenchie becomes unable to stand, their back legs giving out as if they're suddenly paralyzed. They'll be panting heavily, running a fever, and trembling uncontrollably, while looking at you with confused, frightened eyes that seem to be asking, "Why can't I move?" The toxin affects their nervous system in ways that make simple movements impossible. Imagine watching your best friend struggle to walk across the room, their legs wobbly and weak like they're walking on ice. While most dogs recover within 48 hours with supportive care, those critical hours of watching your beloved companion suffer through muscle weakness and hyperthermia will haunt you forever. Number 7. Avocado. But wait, before you celebrate that your Frenchie avoided the nuts, let me tell you about the trendy superfood that's equally dangerous. Avocados contain persin, a compound that's harmless to humans but potentially fatal to French Bulldogs, especially those with sensitive stomachs that Frenchies are notorious for. The entire fruit is toxic. The flesh, pit, leaves, and bark. But here's what makes it insidious. The symptoms can be delayed and subtle. Your Frenchie might seem fine after stealing some guacamole, but within hours, they're struggling to breathe as fluid builds up in their lungs and around their heart. The person causes cardiovascular distress and digestive upset that can escalate quickly in a breed already prone to breathing difficulties. Picture your flat-faced companion, already working harder to breathe normally, now fighting against toxin-induced respiratory distress. That Instagram-worthy avocado toast just became a potential emergency room visit that could cost thousands of dollars and your dog's life. Number 6. Xylitol products. Now, this next one is hiding in plain sight and it's scarier than anything we've covered so far. Xylitol, an artificial sweetener found in sugar-free gum, mints, and even some peanut butters, can kill a French Bulldog in under an hour. Unlike humans, dogs absorb xylitol rapidly, causing a massive insulin release that sends their blood sugar plummeting to life-threatening levels. Imagine this scenario. You're getting ready for work, popping a piece of sugar-free gum, and accidentally drop the pack. Your Frenchie, being the opportunistic scavenger they are, devours several pieces before you notice. Within 30 minutes, they're stumbling around like they're drunk, then suddenly collapse as their blood sugar crashes. Without immediate veterinary intervention, IV glucose, and intensive monitoring, they'll slip into a hypoglycemic coma. The most heartbreaking part? Many pet owners don't realize their healthy, sugar-free products are loaded with this silent killer until it's too late. Number 5. Raw dough. Here's something that seems innocent but transforms into a weapon inside your dog's stomach. When your French Bulldog eats raw bread dough, two deadly processes begin simultaneously in their warm, moist stomach environment. First, the yeast continues to ferment, producing ethanol that essentially makes your dog drunk. But unlike human intoxication, this can cause respiratory depression and coma. Second, the dough expands dramatically, potentially doubling or tripling in size, creating a life-threatening gastric obstruction. Picture your Frenchie's already sensitive digestive system trying to cope with a growing mass of dough while simultaneously being poisoned by alcohol. They'll show signs of bloat, a distended, hard belly, difficulty breathing, and extreme discomfort. The combination of alcohol toxicity and mechanical obstruction creates a perfect storm, requiring emergency surgery to remove the dough mass before their stomach ruptures. That cozy Sunday morning of baking fresh bread just became a race against time to save your companion's life. Number 4. Cooked bones. But here's where loving pet owners make a fatal mistake, thinking they're giving their Frenchie a special treat. Cooked bones, especially chicken and turkey bones, become brittle and splinter into razor-sharp fragments that can perforate your dog's digestive tract at any point from mouth to intestines. Unlike raw bones that remain relatively soft and digestible, cooking transforms them into deadly weapons. Imagine your French Bulldog happily gnawing on that leftover drumstick, and suddenly they're choking on bone fragments, or worse, a shard punctures their intestinal wall, causing internal bleeding and sepsis. The symptoms can be immediate: choking, gagging, vomiting, or delayed, as bone fragments work their way through the digestive system, causing invisible internal damage. Emergency surgery to remove bone fragments can cost thousands of dollars, and even then, the internal damage might be too extensive to repair. That generous gesture of sharing your dinner could become the most expensive and heartbreaking decision you've ever made. Number 3. Dark chocolate. Now we're entering the top 3, and this one probably already has you worried. Dark chocolate contains higher concentrations of theobromine and caffeine than milk chocolate, making it exponentially more dangerous for French Bulldogs. Their bodies metabolize these compounds incredibly slowly, allowing toxins to build up to lethal levels. A French Bulldog weighing 25 pounds can experience severe toxicity from just 2 ounces of dark chocolate, about half a typical chocolate bar. The progression is terrifying. It starts with hyperactivity and excessive thirst, escalates to vomiting and diarrhea, then advances to muscle tremors and seizures. In the final stages, their heart rate becomes dangerously irregular, and they can die from cardiac arrhythmia. The cruel irony? The higher quality the chocolate, the more dangerous it becomes. That expensive artisanal dark chocolate you save for special occasions could trigger cardiac arrest in your beloved companion within hours of ingestion, turning your treat into their death sentence. Number 2. Alcohol. You might think this is obvious, but the second most dangerous item will surprise you with how easily accidental poisoning occurs. French Bulldogs are incredibly sensitive to alcohol, and what seems like a tiny amount can cause life-threatening alcohol poisoning. We're not just talking about spilled beer. Vanilla extract, rum cake, fermented apples, and even alcohol-based hand sanitizers pose deadly risks. A Frenchie weighing 20 pounds can show severe intoxication from less than a teaspoon of alcohol. The symptoms mirror human alcohol poisoning, but progress much faster. Disorientation, difficulty breathing, abnormal blood acidity, and potentially coma or death. Their compact size and unique metabolism make them incredibly vulnerable. While a human might recover from mild alcohol poisoning with time and hydration, a French Bulldog of the same intoxication level could die within hours without immediate veterinary intervention, including intravenous fluids and careful monitoring. That festive holiday punch bowl or wine glass, left within reach, becomes a potential crime scene where your negligence could cost your best friend their life. Number 1. Caffeine. And the number 1 most dangerous food might be starting your morning routine right now. Coffee grounds, tea bags, energy drinks, and even some medications contain caffeine levels that are absolutely lethal to French Bulldogs. Here's what makes caffeine the ultimate silent killer. French Bulldogs cannot metabolize caffeine efficiently, and their brachycephalic flat-face structure makes them especially vulnerable to respiratory distress that caffeine toxicity causes. Just 14 milligrams per pound can cause severe toxicity. That's roughly equivalent to 1 coffee bean per pound of body weight. Picture this nightmare scenario. You're grinding coffee beans for your morning brew. Some grounds scatter on the floor, and your Frenchie licks them up before you notice. Within 1 to 2 hours, they're experiencing rapid heartbeat, tremors, hyperthermia, and seizures. Their already compromised breathing becomes labored and desperate as their cardiovascular system goes into overdrive. The combination of their breed-specific breathing difficulties and caffeine-induced cardiac stress creates a perfect storm of respiratory and cardiac failure. Without immediate emergency treatment, your morning coffee ritual becomes the last thing your Frenchie ever tastes. So guys, if you made it this far, you're clearly someone who truly cares about your French Bulldog's safety, and that makes you an amazing pet parent. Save this video right now, share it with other Frenchie owners, and make sure everyone in your household knows these dangers. Your vigilance today could save your dog's life tomorrow. What other pet safety topics would you like me to cover? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more life-saving pet care content.